One of the real joys of the last year or so in ministry at First Reformed Church has been investing in the new ministry happening in Storm Lake at Solid Rock Ministries. And we've had a chance to go down there and do things like VBS and help out with yard work and really be a key player in helping to get this congregation off the ground. We felt it was time to hear again from Ricky Sanchez, who's the pastor there. So I'm going to show you a quick video that's going to bump him up here, and then Ricky's going to share some updates from Storm Lake this morning.
Well, thank you for giving us this opportunity to be here. It's always a pleasure. My wife and myself always get really happy when we get an invite to come and update you on what's going on in Storm Lake. We really like being here and traveling over here. So today with us is a friend of ours as well, Jennifer, and her month-old baby is here with us as well that travel with us. And so we're very happy to be here and sharing a little bit of what's going on. As you can see, a lot of the things is happening with Storm Lake is changing even more so. So there's more people coming. Just recently, we had about 50, 60 people come in from Micronesia, straight from Micronesia. And so that's one of the welcomes we had, and they did a roasting of a pig, the way they do it, and their dances. And so we are culturally just emerging more and more and trying to figure out how we are going to do multicultural with all of the groups that are there. So the next one we have is Eritrean group, Ethiopian Eritrean group that we're going to have the next event with. And little by little, we're getting to know a lot more people. As you can see in our living room, we have a guy from Eritrea that now is playing the guitar, and so our services are very different in that sense. We have English and Spanish. We have a guy from Congo that speaks French and Swahili, and also Amharic on Mulgera is his name, and so he's starting to play. So little by little, we're getting those things off the ground and trying to figure out how we're going to do this, right? In one service with all these translations and trying to figure out how we're doing with music. Now we're playing el cajon, we're playing djembe, we're playing guitar, we're playing the ukulele. So there's a lot of things going on that are very, very exciting, as well as obviously the purpose of this is that we can bring people to Christ. And so this past Friday night, we had in our house a gathering, a prayer for a gentleman that is struggling with an illness. And so he came to Christ. His mom showed up unannounced, and she also came to Christ that night. So this is 2 days ago. We're still on a high with that. And my wife and I just rejoiced. We sit afterwards, and we just hugged, and we can contain the tears of what God can do in someone's life. His words were, I never have paid attention in my entire life about what God wanted from me. I was always about me, and now things are starting to change. So he actually was supposed to come this morning, and I don't know what happened, but anyway, we are very happy that God is doing what he's doing in Storm Lake. Also, my wife is having Thursdays, and Fridays Bible studies and prayer groups with ladies. And so at lunchtime, they get out of work and they come and they have a prayer time, a bite to eat, and then they go back to work. And that's something that has been very fulfilling for these ladies, for the studies that they're doing. And so things are going really good with that. At this point, we are also focusing a little bit on some of the immigration issues and things where we're helping people in many aspects. I'm still a chaplain at Tyson, and so that creates a lot of opportunity to get to know a lot of people. They are coming in, they are in need, they are looking for churches, they are looking for things, and people are starting to see some vision, starting to see some things of what they can do and what God is asking them to do. And so a gentleman came to me and says, I at some point, I was in a shelter, and I would like to see that. Believe it or not, there's no shelter in Storm Lake. So that's something that he's starting to see how God could use him in something that he was touched. That's where he came to Christ, on a shelter, and eventually met his wife and so on and so on. So that's the kind of things that we like to see people start seeing what God is asking them to do. So little by little, that's growing. And so we ask for your prayers as well. On Thursday nights, we make supper every Thursday night. And we invite people, and they come, and we have a service, and then we have supper. On Sunday mornings, we have a bilingual. Everything we do now is bilingual on Sunday mornings. And so things are starting to flow. But questions, this is very unprecedented. So we're trying to figure out how are we going to do this. We might have to start a third or fourth language, or how are we going to do this? It's kind of still asking God to guide us in that sense. And so I'll ask you to continue to pray for this. As you saw in the videos, we do a lot of things with food. So we share, we sit down, we talk, and obviously we share each one of our meals and so forth. So Thanksgiving is going to be our next event, where we're going to invite people they don't have homes, they don't have families close by. Some of these people, you might not realize, I'm learning these things too. Some of them are traveling from the Micronesian Islands. Is very, very far away. Hawaii is only halfway of the point. And so they're brand new to the weather, brand new to a lot of things in Storm Lake. So just continue to pray as we try to reach them and as we try to understand, how the culture works. And so one of the things that we know is God is going to do his work, and Christ is going to come as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, or everything we do. And so we want to glorify his name through everything we do. So thank you so much for everything that you do, and thank you for your prayers. And every time we see you, it's a rejoice for us. So.